I've been thinking about doing this video for quite a while, and an experience that I had just recently put it back in the forefront of my mind. And that experience was basically a real estate agent who I had never worked with before calling me up out of the blue, wanting me to shoot a listing. Great. She had been referred to me by somebody else, and that's usually how it goes these days. But came to find out that she had been using a professional photographer before she called me. So anytime that happens, I make it a point to ask why they're no longer using that photographer. Now, what are their pain points? What are the things that they're looking for me to solve that the other photographer did not do well? And in her case, she said that it was because this other photographer did not offer all of the services that she wanted. So I said, okay, and we set up the shoot and everything. And before I went out to do the shoot, I decided to look up this other photographer. That's always smart, to see what the quality of his work is and so forth. Now, while I was on his website, I found a couple things. One of those things was that I found the quality of his work was pretty good. And so all of it, I then knew that I had to bring it, and I had to have my work match or exceed, preferably, the quality of his. The other thing that was curious that I found on his website was that the services that she cited that he did not do, it looks like he did. It looks like he did just about everything that I do, with the exception of Matterport, but he does photos, he does video, he does aerial, and she was hiring me to do photos, video, and aerial. She did not want Matterport, so that didn't really pencil out. I decided to investigate it a bit further, and I looked at some of her previous listings on the MLS that I assume were shot by him, because she told me that she'd been working with him for quite a while. This is where I found what the title of this video is, and that is the easiest way, the quickest way to kill a photography business. Now, this is not necessarily just real estate photography. This could be any kind of photography, wedding photography, product, you name it. It goes the gamut. When I looked at the listings that she had him shoot previously, they were not very good. A lot of his images, they were single shot, usually a single flash shot, and so they were very flashy. They had a bunch of hard shadows. The angles weren't really all that good. It looked hastily done. Now, remember, I had seen his work on his website, and it was pretty good. And the work on his website showed someone who most likely is using the flash ambient technique that so many of us these days use, where we will take multiple frames, we'll have a flash frame, to even out the colors and to expose for the windows and so forth, and then we'll composite them together into our final image. That is what the work on his website looked to be. However, the work that he was delivering was anything but that. Putting two and two together, I think she most likely gave me a call because she was not satisfied with the quality of his work. But in trying to save him face, she said, well, he just doesn't do everything that you do, and so I want you to come out here and do it. Laziness will absolutely kill your business. And now, when I took a look at the photos he delivered versus the photos that were his portfolio photos, I understand that all of us put forth portfolio photos that should be our best work. It should be our best work. In the case of interiors photographers, it should be portfolio-worthy properties, and so you're not going to go and a tiny little condo on the bad side of town put that in your portfolio. It's going to be the big, beautiful home, you know, with the modern architecture and the interesting light coming through the giant windows and things like that. You know, those are the ones we put in our portfolio. But if you were to take a look, just as a for instance, at my portfolio, which I need to work on it, it's been a while since I've even addressed it. If you were to take a look at my portfolio and then take a look at the average image that I deliver, it is a lot closer together than what I was seeing with his work and his portfolio. So the only thing that you can deduce from that is laziness. Either laziness or cutting corners to save time. And really that's one and the same. So I hope you found some value in this. I've been thinking about doing this video for a while about the #1 way to kill a real estate photography business or any kind of photography business. And this is aimed at businesses that are already off the ground. You know, this is not fledgling, you have a couple clients type of business, though you would be wise to heed this advice. You know, this is for people who are all of a sudden, maybe not all of a sudden, but nowadays finding themselves very busy and figuring out how to get all the work done, keep all the clients happy. Don't skip on the quality. You just cannot skip on the quality. There are other things that you can maybe do a little bit faster, but the quality of your delivery needs to be #1, even if it means pushing out your lead times. I'm going to push out my lead times on my editing before I am going to deliver junk photos. Absolutely. I would like to still be fast and deliver high quality photos, but if I were to pick one or the other, they're going to wait for them. You know, they're going to wait for them because they're going to be pleased with the work when they get it. So I hope this was helpful to somebody out there, and leave below in the comments if you'd like me to do another video on a different subject or expand on this a little bit more. I've said plenty of times I don't want this channel to be about technique. It kind of goes to technique every now and then, just in the subjects I do address, but I want this to be about the business of real estate photography and the gear. Have not done a gear video for a while. I'm going to do that for you coming up pretty soon here. And I will see you again soon. Take care.